Hey, this is Neil Battaglia of saxstation.com. This is a little introduction to the embouchure on saxophone. So what your embouchure allows you to do is really get the sound that you want when you're playing your saxophone. It allows you to express yourself, to get those little nuances into your sound and play in the way that you want to play your horn. The word embouchure, it comes from the French word which means opening into. And what it refers to in reference to the saxophone is your lips, your tongue, your jaw, your throat, what some saxophone players call the mask. And what the embouchure does is it forms this connection between you and your instrument. So for your embouchure, you're going to generally want your teeth on top of the mouthpiece. A few players actually don't put their teeth on top of the mouthpiece, but most of them do. And if you're just starting off, you should do that. And you also roll your bottom lip somewhat. Not too much, not completely over, but part of the way. I've included a few pictures of some different guys. There's Joe Henderson, Stan Getz, Coltrane. And I'm just kind of taking this little piece of these pictures and showing you their embouchure. And there are trends among the different players, but there are also a little bit of variation just because everyone's built a little bit differently. And everyone has kind of their own individuality in how they want to play and how the structure of their face is actually set up physically. So with your embouchure, you want to have enough pressure just to keep the mouthpiece in place. So if you have one of those little pads on top, you're going to have like a slight indentation from your teeth in there. And as far as how much mouthpiece you have in your mouth, you want it in a position where you don't have to move your jaw around or adjust very much when you're playing the high notes or playing the low notes. So if you have too little mouthpiece, it's going to sound like muffled or pinched. If there's too much, it's going to sound honky, and it's going to be hard to control. What you want to get is like an ideal position for you, and you want it so you get a good sound and also so you're not in pain after you've been playing for like 4 hours. Because if you're in a band, that happens if you play a few sets sometimes. So the pressure on your mouthpiece kind of comes more from the sides of your mouth. You're not pressing down with your teeth on the top, and you're not pressing up against the teeth on the bottom against your lip. That's one thing that can cause it to bleed if you're biting too hard. And it is partially coming from your embouchure, but it's also, there are subtle changes within your embouchure that come from what you hear inside your head. So you kind of want to hear the note in your mind when you're playing it, and that's going to actually, it will affect your embouchure, but it's something that you kind of think it might be separate from it, but it is really related to it. And when you're breathing, you got your mouth, your lips, all these things set up the right way. Then you're going to be kind of breathing warm air through the mouthpiece. That's kind of a rudimentary thing for saxophone. But as you're playing, as you're developing your embouchure, what this is going to do is it's going to give you control on your saxophone. You're going to be able to play more in the style that you want to. And to develop the muscles, you got to work out just like you're in a gym. Like you're going to do warm-ups. You're going to do like long tones. Another way to do it is by playing ballads. And you don't want to play too much at one time when you're not ready for it. You don't want to hurt yourself. So yeah, kind of think of that analogy when you're playing. And you're going to be developing your embouchure to the point where you want it. It's not going to happen immediately, but you'll get there over time if you keep at it and work on it consistently. All right, thanks for checking out the video, and I've got more about the saxophone at saxstation.com. All right, catch you later.